Welcome to Dual Sport Syndicate, where the road doesn't end, it begins. Hey everybody, and welcome back. This is going to be part 2 of us going from Paint Rock over to the Paint Creek Campground, and then the video will end going to the Creekside Market to refuel gas before we head to the Viking Mountain. That will be in the video number 3. So stay tuned, sit back. This is going to be a chill ride, and I hope you enjoy it just as much as we did. All right, here we are, Lower Paint Creek. We just pulled off from Paint Rock. It's had a bunch of closed signs, so we didn't want to get in any trouble. So, gentle stroll over to towards Paint Creek Campground. Then we're going to go up the mountain, Hurricane Gap, check out the fire tower. So this is an old stomping ground. We used to come out here growing up in Greenville. It was, you know, getting out to this point was part of the journey and part of the experience. And then we come out here, have a fire. I didn't really drink that much back then. Partook in other things that you can imagine. But good times. A lot different from video games and, you know, all the stuff that's going on nowadays. I'm really blessed and thankful that I grew up in the time that I did. A lot of freedom, a lot of choices, a lot of trust. So I'm going to pull over here, show Steve this little lake. Never love me again. Please go ahead. So they've recently had some rain and some floods here. You used to be able to go back in there, and on the other side of the pond, you could camp, and there was, yeah. So I think that it's back in there. I'm gonna go up on this little hill and just check it out. Yeah, but back in that corner back there, killer spot. And there's actually, it opens up, or at least it used to. Shit. Pretty cool, huh? I bet this thing's full of trash. Oh, yeah, dude. All right, man. Well, that's this little spot. We'll get back on the main road. Just another little pull off here in beautiful Paint Creek. This is Pisgah National Forest. It actually runs up with the Cherokee National Forest. So a lot of pull offs, picnic areas. I mean, people love Gatlinburg. Like this to me is better than Gatlinburg when talking about Cades Cove and, you know, the scenic drive. I forget what it's called, but, you know, I'm not telling you to tell all your friends and family to come out here. All jokes aside, I mean, this place does get busy on the weekends with locals, but it's still a very well kept secret, I think. You know, as far as like tourists and stuff. So with all that being said, you know, I am trying to take it easy out here on as far as driving and keeping my eye out on corners as much as possible, because, you know, there are people not paying attention and hauling ass, and which is all right. But now we're up here to Dudley Falls. This was the big spot for me growing up, or at least everybody, really. You know, and well, we would slide down those falls right there, and then we jump off the rock. So I'm gonna get off here and talk a little bit about it. Join me. Jayu? It's a big swimming hole, but what we used to do as kids is we'd cross over there and walk up there, and you see that green paint up there? So that's where we jumped from. We called it Pam G because the initials were there, and I was like, watch this. So I threw my hat off and jumped in the air and spun around, and I faced the rock coming down. There's a rock shelf that comes out under there. You have to jump out at least 4 feet to miss it. And dude, I could have just died, but I didn't. But this is probably the most common spot. You'll see people, all the traffic and stuff is here. And there's some more. There's one more set of falls we're going to pass up on the right. And I'll just point at it. But that's a water slide. Yeah. And I about died there too, but camping spot. Yeah, so those falls, I don't know if Mike picked it up. I'll tell a quick story. You know, we would slide down that slide, and it had been raining, and I was young and dumb, and I was always kind of the daredevil, unfortunately. I don't know why, but I decided to go down it, and my buddy Brent Adams, you know, he was with us, and I said, somebody needs to stay at the bottom. Somebody needs to stay at the bottom in case something happens, you know. And sure as shit, when I went down and hit the water at the bottom of the falls, the undertow under that that waterfall just pulled me under. I popped up, pulled me down, and it wasn't deep, but it was enough to where it was sucking me enough to where I could have drowned. And Brent was there, and I could see him through the water, and I stuck my hand out, and he grabbed my hand and saved my life. Brent's no longer with us. Rest in peace, brother. I know you're in a better place. Yeah, you want to ride through it and look? Did you see what it looks like? Many a good times, this campground. My gas light came on. Yeah. Not far. So we'll go to Creekside Market, get some gas, and then go from there. That's not a bad campground though, huh? Those ones that I pointed to down here, those are awesome, dude. You're right there. You don't need a bathhouse.
Just a line to move on, but it wasn't the first time you gave up, and it won't be the last time you need more. Though you have a face of fine art, under scarred skin and broken mirrors, with no regard for the bastards we've made.
Hello to all those brothers.
There you have it. That's going to wrap up volume 2 of this trip. We ended up here at Creekside Market. Here's a little map that's going to show you where we went from Hot Springs over to the campground. The map will not show going to Creekside. You're just going to have to break out your Google Maps and your GPSs because the road was out when I went back to do this. Greenville, Tennessee's very own Planet Hoffman. Going to close this out here. Stay tuned for part 3. Viking Mountain.
It's only